Well, tax day, April 15th is Monday. You got to get your taxes in by then. And people are still scrambling right now to get them all finished. There's a lot of changes to the code and all those things. You know that. What do you need to worry about? Last-minute tax tips, biggest mistakes. And there's some scams out there, too, so be careful with that. Let's talk about this with Lydia Desnoyers. Desnoyers? Lydia, help me with that.
Perfect. Desnoyers.
Oh, cool. She's a tax expert, CPA, forensic accountant in downtown Miami. Desnoyers. I like that. Follow her on Twitter at Desnoyers CPA. Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us. All right, what's the biggest mistake people make when they're filing their taxes?
Omitting income. A lot of people omit, that side job that they had, whether it be 1099 or W-2.
Right.
And it's one of the biggest mistakes, because if it's something that you had earlier in the 2018 tax year, about this time of year, you forget about it. You just remember that last job that you had. So that's one of the biggest things that people do is omit income. And that obviously will generate a letter from the IRS. And
Right.
Nobody likes to get letters from the IRS.
No.
Last few days of tax season, people are scrambling, as you said. And so you want to be careful not to make these kind of mistakes and omit income. So I think the first thing people should do is review their previous tax return, just to make sure that at minimum they have everything that was reported on there. It'll
Right.
kind of help you jog your memory. Okay, what did I do last year?
Right.
Those are some of the things. And you want to be careful. I mean, if you don't feel you have all your documents, file an extension. It may cost you more to make a mistake and have to amend or deal with the IRS. And so it might be a better option to file an extension.
Right.
And make sure you have all your documents in place before you actually file.
Yeah, and they're automatic extensions. They don't cost you any money in the sense that they don't charge you a fine or anything, but you do have to have the money in that you owe the IRS, right? Isn't that correct?
Perfect, exactly. And so an extension to file is not an extension to pay.
Right.
And so if you end up owing, or if you expect to owe, the IRS does expect to be paid by April 15th. And so, people ask, well, if I haven't filed my return, I don't have all my documents, how do I know how much I owe?
Right.
Again, you may want to refer to your previous year's tax return, make some adjustments based on what you think the changes would be, the changes between the previous tax year and 2018,
Right.
and pay in as much as you can.
Right.
If you underpaid, you'll pay the difference. There'll be a little bit of interest, but at least you'll minimize your penalties and your interest.
And if
you overpaid, you get some of your money back.
Right, and if you haven't paid, they simply they give you a little bit of a penalty. It really isn't an extraordinary thing unless you owe a whole lot of money. It's not that bad a deal.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Exactly.
What kind of scams should we be worried about now? We've heard these stories about people filing in the IRS as you've already filed. Those kinds of things.
Yes. So that scam has been around for so long. But the one I'm most worried about, especially this last week of tax season when people are anxious and they're scrambling, is this latest scam where there are these fraudsters who are posing as agents of this organization called a Taxpayer Advocate Services, which is an independent organization within the IRS that actually helps taxpayers.
Right.
And so they call, pretend to be your friends, and then, if you're scrambling, then you may fall victim. They may call and say, hey, we're trying to help you. You may be eligible for this refund. Want to file right away. Here's what we need from you, and they take your information.
Right.
And so you want to be really careful with that. The IRS will never reach out to you, or any agent of the IRS will ever reach out to you by phone.
Yeah,
or email.
Right. And once they have your Social Security number, they don't need much else. They got you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't need your real income or anything.
No.
They'll just make that stuff up.
Yeah, they do. And so be careful with it. Lydia, thank you so much for your time this morning. Again, I want to pronounce her name correctly. Lydia Desnoyers. And you can reach her on Twitter at Desnoyers CPA. Thanks, Lydia. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All
Have
right.
a great day.
Take care, you too.